Hello, hello. We are back a couple days late, as usual. Still nursing whatever this is going on. So sorry for my nasaliness as well as the coughing. But we are here for um, my scrap busting with Gail and Melina. Um, a little bit of a repeat on Gail. Her Scrappy Saturday focused on using up the scraps for in her circus journal that she's making currently, or her clown journal. So she was making primarily focused on making ephemera. So I am going to use one of her techniques that she used just in random to use up my scraps, and then Melina made charms. So I got the supplies off to the side for that. So we're going to start with Gail this week. So you start out making full page pockets. We've done these before. Week 1 was a full page pocket. I think there was another one we did. This one was a full page pocket. Here's, so the pockets here. So you're creating a base that then glues onto the page and essentially covers it in its entirety. This will be a little smaller, kind of like this one here. Just because I'm going to use the book page that's in my scraps for the idea book. You're going to need as many. You can do skinny ones and do, but you're going to weigh them, measure them out, and we're creating little pockets on the book page. So how deep you want your pockets, how many pockets, that will determine how many you cut. But you want to cut them the same width as your base page, regardless. And then simple U-shape glue. So you're going to glue the side, the bottom, and the other side. I'm going to go ahead, which I should have done before I put glue on this. Punch a little divot in it. Not a big one. In fact, what I'm going to do is stack them together. So that they're all in the same spot. And they're all the same depth. I'm like, what's the word I'm looking for? Okay, now before that glue dries. This one you're going to line up sides, bottom, and edge. Now what determine your middle pocket. Or 2, or how many pockets you want in the middle, in between, as well as how big you want them. I'm going to bring this down just a smidge. You could put it all the way to the top, not a problem. Oddly enough, I just want that number to be showing. And with that, I get the title of the chapter, which is Nat, N-A-T. I'd originally done this side. Now I'm wondering. I think I'm just going to go with my original. So go inside, bottom, the other side. and put that somewhere between these two. See, if I made these skinny, if I made the middle one a skinny one, I could have put 2 pockets in here. Okay. So with this, I have a pocket here, a pocket here, and a pocket here, right? I got to decide when you're gluing something like this into the book, as always, you got to decide, do you want it to be a top loading or a side loading pocket? Let me get my stuff out of the way. So if you want it to be a top loading, so then you have a top, and then a top. Let me get this back. So you'd have a top load, a top load, a top load, and then a top load here. You'd glue side, bottom, side in that U shape. If you want it to be a side pocket, you go side or top, side, bottom. Just is up to you. And for me, in this case, I'm going to do it as the top loading just for continuity of all pockets being top load. Some people are going to like it the opposite because all the surface pockets are top load. They want the entire piece to be a side load just to have that differentiation. Make sure I'm in the right creator here. See, and the idea behind having I'm going to go down so that way if I make a tag to put in there, I can. Put that glue off. Roll that glue off. So again, you have a pocket, a pocket, a pocket, and a pocket. Pretty simple this week on Gale. Well, both of them actually pretty simple. Okay. And I'm going to date this for the date it was supposed to be, which would have been the 6th. Okay. And then for Melina, let's draw a blank on her name. She made charms. She called them disc charms, I believe. And she used various circle punches. I have 1 inch. I have a 1 inch and a 3 inch circle punch, and then a little like a miniature one. If I had 1 1/4 or 1 1/2 circle punch, I would use that, but I don't. I do have a 1 1/4 of this flower punch, so that's what I'm going to use. And to make it easier on myself punching this out, I'm going to glue my images to this cardstock first. And this is double layered, so it's nice and thick, like hanging file folder. And I've glued it together already. And I've cut out these little clock images. These are Tracy Fox of Love Junk Journals, I believe is the name of her. And I'm going to put them off to one side so that I can get my punch around it. Make sure I leave enough space in between them. I'm definitely making more than I need, but that's okay. But for starters, I don't want these all just kind of floating around my desk if I can avoid it. And it looks like I'm going to be able to. It looks like I'm going to be able to get them all on here, which is great. But I can use them in my steampunk journal. Okay. This one glued down. The glue page out of the way. I don't have to let those dry because I'm not cutting out those circles. I'm actually cutting around them. But I'm using that circle as a guide to kind of center it. Ugh. Get the one that flew. I'm going to trim this. So some people save these and use them as stencils, use them as border decorations. Sometimes I save them, sometimes I don't. In this case, I'm not going to. I am going to mute you for a second so I can blow my nose, though. Be right back. Ugh. I have a bunch of wipes out because I tore the... I thought I had my last wipe, so I tore this off and realized I had a whole stack of baby wipes in there still, so those are just going to sit on my desk and dry out, and I'll use them as mop-ups for glue or whatever in the crafting, as well as some gentleness for my nose. All right, so I'm going to put this away. Well, out of the way anyway, right now. Scissors can go out of the way for right now. Okay. Now, hole punch. What you use is up to you. I wanted a little tiny hole because these are little. I didn't want to do a hole punch. Use a standard hole punch because it's going to leave a huge hole in it. A little challenging because, again, it's going through 3 layers. I'm going to go through and punch all the holes in it. And with this, I usually get it started and then I just, rock it back and forth. And that, for me anyway, makes sure that it goes through all 3 layers. Well, some of these I'm doing straight up at noon, the 12 o'clock, and some of them I'm doing between 12 and 1, just to kind of hang them a little off center. And the only thing that's really determining that is what the numbers look like. As well, if there's an image in the center that needs to be upright, like this one, there's the image in the center. This is a compass. So, if you want it facing true north, you're going to have to find it on this image. If not, just, punch. For me, I'm just punching a random hole somewhere. I'm thinking my vacuum may be going again. Suddenly my door was creaking. And I don't think it would be anybody from my family because they know I'm in here recording. Let's see. Looking for some embroidery floss. Ooh, that's the wrong color. Some dark brown. Yeah, we can go with dark brown. Reaching into my drawer over there because that's all my spare embroidery floss that I use specifically for journaling. So it's left over from a kit. Color 839 in this case. Dark chocolate brown. Let's see. And then I'm going to measure. I'm going to guesstimate where I want this to be. And then how many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to get my stuff together. So I need to go out and pick up my beef. Oh, yeah, it's definitely my shark. What was that for? 6, and again, no need to measure. It's just, I'm guessing at it. Okay. Now you're going to do the loop through. So again, it's up to you to decide if you go through the front or through the back, how your knot looks. So if you go through the front, you end up with the line across the front, which is my preference. And I am trying to put it in between the bumps of the flower, the quote unquote flower, just to help it lay flatter. Kind of doing this mass make style, so one step at a time, times in this case 7, And then next step times 7, then next step times 7. I got a sci-fi movie going on in the background just so I have some noise. I'm making this much harder on myself than it needs to be. Because if you've got needle threaders and you did your hole small enough that your needle threader will still fit through, you go through, catch your threads, pull it back through. Make it easy. Now that I've done almost all of them. Again, put the needle through the hole, needle threader through the hole. Catch the thread with the threader and then pull it back through the hole. Makes it a lot easier. If you think about it ahead of time anyway. Okay. Now, whoops. I thought of those even, but nope. There we go. Now they're even-ish. Next step, go through and we're going to tie a knot in the end of each of these. And this is where you determine how long or how short you would like your dangling string. Where you put that knot, it's going to determine how far down your charm hangs. Again, mass making. I'm not really measuring, just tying the knot. Go through, cut all the extra string off. Make sure I know where the knot's at, because that would be silly. Cut on the wrong side of the knot, Get my bulb pins. Okay. Now, how do you use these? Right? Lots of different ways. And if you think about, last week we did tabs, right? So one of the ways you can use one of these dangles is simply to put a hole in your tab. And you can put an eyelet in there if you choose or not. Choice is yours. Kind of, hook the string, hook it through the hole, close it, and voila, you have an instant little charm hanging off your tag. You could do the same thing here. I was talking about doing this and it strengthens your, strengthens your page a little. So you could do the same thing. Punch a hole. The string. The hole. You just have to figure out which way you're going to hang your pen so that it, whether you're going to put it at the clippy part like this or the bulb part. Doing it on the side of the page like that, it didn't want to hang correctly. Now, something you could do that would be kind of fun, and that will depend on what you have as far as like your hole punching device, how far it'll go down on a page. Is trying to use the bulb pins that I'm like, yeah, probably never, So I punched 2 holes relatively close together, right? Is to take one of your little charms and go through that hole, and pin it. And then you have it right in the center of your page. Okay. I'm going to move forward into the signature. We're a long way from the center. Something else you could do with the charm is to use your threads from your center of your signature. You can get your fingers to work. In my case today, they're not. And tie them into the center of your signature. Get my fingers to cooperate. So just a little something to hang in the center. You could do, since there are 2 strings there, you could hang a different charm on each side, on each string, but you're just the same thing, same concept. You're just going to use it and tie the knot there so that the charm hangs. Again, center of the signature. So you got little tabs. You can attach them on tags. Simple Simon, right? And it just adds another little element. You can even not put it on a string and attach it like this. And then it's, up here. Like attach it with a brad so it'll swing however you want. I need to make some more of these pockets. And then when you put this in the pocket, you can put the tab or the charm so that it's hanging on the outside of the pocket, like so. I might, yeah, see, a little charm there. Reach it there. Like scrolling, going, any other? I don't think there's any other real examples that are springing to mind. On this one, you could attach a charm there. So this, if you remember, this was a long time ago. This was a stand-up, like a little flip design. I can't adjust it because, oh yeah, I can. I might down. I didn't think I was going to be able to. But I can. And then when this sits upright on your, when it sits up on your table, remember this folds out and it stands up on its own. This would hang down. When you flip your cover, though, you would either have to move your dangle or, I'm off camera. You'd either have to move it, undo it and keep moving your charm, or just let it flip with the cover, like so. But there you have it, making charms in several different ways in which you can use them. So that would then be week 14 of Scrapbusting with Gail and Melina. You know what? I put this on the wrong side. This is last week's. Flip this over. Through that hole. Now, obviously, if you're doing this approach, this technique, you're going to want to reinforce those holes in some form or fashion, whether that's putting something on the back here to make sure that it doesn't tear. Which, let's see. Pardon me for a sec. I was looking through my scraps while I was blowing my nose, trying to figure out something that I could put there. So I do have this little paper that I cut out of that die. I was trying to decide whether I wanted to use coffee dyed paper to back those charms. So, obviously you wouldn't just put a random, in an actual journal. You would decorate your page, but you could do, something to something to secure that. In this I could do like one of those full page pockets, and because I've done this, I've protected any, sliding in and out. Nothing's going to catch on the back of, the hook. Right? So there's charm number 1. Charm number 2. You can even put a hole up here and hang it, dangle it from the top, and then, lots of choices. And I'm thinking, for the sake of not having one just kind of hanging out on my desk. I will go ahead and put one up there too. And obviously, you wouldn't put this many charms on a single page in something other than an idea journal. So then this would either hang on the inside of your book, and when it's closed, or you can have it hanging out the top, and then when it's closed, you have a flippy floppy. Whoop. Like so. Or it can be tucked inside the book, and when you're flipping through, you come across it and go, oh, cute. You don't have the choice with the things that hang off the side. If you hang them off the side, they're going to hang on the outside of your journal, no matter what you do. This one hangs on the inside because it's on a smaller pocket. Well, that didn't glue very well. Oh, it did. The paper just tore. The base paper tore. It's because it was cheap paper. I mean, not cheap paper. It was fragile paper. But that's okay. I know what it is. And that's a relatively easy fix by going like so. Let's see. Go like so. Would be easy fix with washi tape that works. Let's get it started again. There we go. And again, washi, low tack tape, decorative tape. For security's sake, I reinforce it with glue. A thicker washi tape would have been a better solution here, but that's okay. And that's just kind of securing that, where that page tore in between those two pockets. Give that a little burnish. Voila. Instafix. All right, so week 14 is in the books. Slowly catching up. Slowly. It's hard, too, to be motivated when I don't feel well. Let's pull all these forward. Oh, my vacuum is like on point today. I'm shocked. Okay. There we go. Thanks for tuning in for week 14 of Scrapbusting with Gail and Melina. And so stay tuned for the next riveting adventures. Hopefully by next Saturday. I am feeling better. By next Saturday, I will have the whole family here. All of my kids should be here on Saturday with their significant others, and or just my daughter with her daughter, um, and my sons with their wives. Should all be here on Saturday. So next week will be late yet again because I'm not going to be in here recording when my whole family is here. So I will see you when I see you. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button on the way out. If you didn't do so on the way in, I'd greatly appreciate that. And yeah, we'll talk to you later. Bye. Oh, gotta turn the mouse back on. See you later.